Hey everybody, welcome back here to my channel and today to the December Diorama Challenge results, where I made this little 10x10 mini map using the mini coaster, and it was your job to download it and theme it and make it as pretty as you can, or give it the most interesting theme that you could think of. We have had a whopping 24 entries, that's including my own entry that I built as well, which is not a part of the actual competition. And so I'm going to go through the video, I'm going to show you all the maps, and then at the end we're going to focus on the top 10, and that's including the top 5 with the third, second and first positions. While you're here, don't forget to subscribe to my channel and also give me a thumbs up. And if you want to support me further, you can head over to my Patreon and you can support me there for just €3 a month. Thank you to all the Patreons that support me currently. I really do appreciate it. Massive shout out to Mr. Unit for filming all of the maps for this video, and also thank you to everybody that participated. It's really great to see so many of you taking part and taking the time out of your own life to actually build something and send it in. Really appreciate that. At the end of this video, I have the details for the January challenge for 2022, if you wanted to participate in that one, and also I will show you what I built for this challenge if you haven't seen it already. So without further ado, let's get into the entries for December 2021. So starting off here with a really strong entry, this is Drunken Sailor, and it's a pirate theme of course. We had quite a few pirate themes this month, so I've had to compare them a little bit, but I really love the turquoise track there. I think it pops really nicely against the sandy kind of colours on the floor and also the green of the trees. You did a really nice job at putting this one together. The details in the buildings are quite nice as well. It is a little bit gridded with the buildings, etc., but there are some nice areas here and some nice details, and the foliage is great as well. Next up here we have a map by Catword. This is a nice map, it's been put together quite nicely. It does look quite flat and very vanilla, not a bad thing, but it does look quite gridded. But I like the colours and everything that you've used. I like the use of diagonal pieces as well. I really like the areas where the track dips in between rocks. That makes a really good interaction with the guests on the coaster. But yeah, a nice map. I feel like it could have been a bit more polished, but you did a great job. So next up here we have the Great Pumpkin Coaster. Some of you may be familiar with this type of ride from King's Dominion or King's Island or some of those Cedar Fair parks where they do have this themed kiddie coaster. But you did a really nice job. I love the little kind of layout you got going on here with the little plaza area and the coaster being all behind the foliage and in the dirt. Some custom supports would have made this one really perfect. You did a really nice job at creating a kiddie area and also creating something that would be somewhat realistic in a real theme park. So well done. Next up here we have Barnstormer. This is a nice theme, obviously themed to a barn. Half the coaster is indoors and half of it is outdoors, which I think was really nice. There is a few areas that I feel like are a little bit unfinished. In general, it just looks a little bit like it could have had some more details in places, especially on some of the buildings and on some of the flat kind of plain walls. But the whole idea is very nice and I think you did a great job. So next up here we have a jungle theme. Some really nice things going on here. I do find that lightly coloured tree to be a bit out of place as there isn't any other trees in that same colour here. We've got some nice little rock work areas here. Lots of foliage has been nicely placed around. I think like the station building could have been a little bit better. Maybe it could have been an abandoned hut with lots of vines kind of growing through the windows, that kind of thing. So it was a little bit of a missed opportunity there. But you did a really nice job. Some custom supports as well would have been cool. Maybe also some vines, maybe growing out, holding up the track from the jungle floor. But it's a nice idea. You gave it a really good go. And thank you for taking the time for actually building this and sending it in to me. Next up here we have Bake. This was one of quite a few confectionery themed maps that I received this month. I liked all of them. It's not to say this one was bad, I just preferred the others. This one has got some really nice colour schemes going on. I love those blues, purples and pinks together. I think that looks really nice. And I also like the giant oven that you built as well, which looks really nice as like a theme or a prop where the coaster goes in and out of. I like the cake there as well and the rolling pin on the roof of the station. I felt like some of the walls were just a little bit flat and lacked a little bit of detail in places. But overall, it's a really nice idea and I think you put it together really nicely as well. And next up here we have Merry Christmas Park. I think this one is a big improvement from the last entries that you have sent me in. I like the kind of snow theme you got going on there with the white trees, and also I like the flying Santa in the air there with the reindeers. He's got some pink smoke blowing out the back of him as well, which is very nice. You did a nice job on this one. I like the colour scheme as well with the brown track and the green train. I feel like the station could have had a little building over it, like a little Christmas building or Santa's house or something. But you did a nice job on this one, so well done. Next up here we have Jungle Run. This is another jungle themed map. This one's got a very nice variety of trees in there, different colors, different heights, which is very nice. I also like the pastel yellow track there against the greens, and I like the way the track follows the terrain, or the terrain follows the track, I should say. I like that kind of look of a terrain coaster, and I think it works really, really nicely with this jungle theme. Got a nice little station going on there as well, which works very, very nice. You did a great job in this one. Some custom supports would have been nice as well, and a little bit more kind of terror painting or something with some darker areas would have been nice on the jungle floor as well. But overall, a really, really great job. Next up here we have Village Trip. This is a nice little cute map. This reminds me of like a little model village or something that maybe you would see at Legoland. But this is really, really cool. I really like it. I like the giant flag there in the middle and the little buildings around the outside. I like that the windmill as well has been put on the angle, which kind of just breaks it a little bit away from being too gridded. So I really like that. This one's got a really, really nice use of different terrain textures and colors with the kind of lighter shades in there. We've got some darker greens. And I think overall it just looks very pretty. It's very pleasing to the eye. And I also like that you covered up the sides of the map as well to really make it look like a complete thing. I love the custom supports on this one, and I also like the use of catwalks on the lift hill. Really adds to those extra details that I really, really like. This again is a really, really solid map, and I really think you did a fantastic job on this one as well. And next up here we have Welcome to Chicago, which is a snowy themed Chicago city map. In the middle there we've got some buildings with gathered up snow, and we've got the coaster there going around the outside, again with some built up snowy areas. Got some nice details in the house there, and also a little swimming pool on the side. I do feel like there's some nice details in there, but also a few areas for me are just a little bit unfinished. Also, I would like to have seen an alternative way to support the track in this one, to maybe something that would have really added to the theme that you were going for. But I think you did a really nice job at creating a little city theme here and giving it a really nice kind of chilly, snowy December vibe. So next up here we have Jungle Dash, another jungle themed maps. We had a lot of candy, pirates and jungle themes this month, but it's okay. This one again was another good one. I did prefer some of the other ones, but that doesn't mean to say this one was bad. I really love the building that you built there to kind of hide the lift hill and the station area. I think that works really, really nice, giving it like a jungle market type of feel. Got that brown track going off there into the jungle. Some supports on this one would have been nice, something that would have matched that jungle theme, some logs or some ropes, that kind of thing. But you did a nice job as well. I like the opened up building on the back of the station there to give you a little look in, which is a nice little detail, just adds another little level of something to look at, some more details within inside the building, so that was nice to see. Next up here we have Magical Grove, which is about this huge tree, and I think this giant tree in the middle has been constructed so well, it looks really, really nice. The only thing I will say about it is that it's completely hiding the coaster, and I can't really see anything else apart from that big tree. That being said, there are some nice details within this one. The terrain around the bottom is nice with the rocks, also the little viewing platforms inside the tree. And also this map is quite nice at night time, as it has got some nice neon blue glows going on. Overall, it's a really nice idea, nice concept. I really, really like it. It's just, for me, it just hides the coaster and the map a little bit. Next up here we have Alpine Summit. This was a really cool little idea. Again, another kind of snowy, wintry kind of theme, but this one's been done very nicely as well. We have basically a ski resort here. We have the chairlift for the ski slope there as the lift hill on the coaster, which I think is a really cool little idea, a really cool little detail that's been put in there. The coaster then dips in and out of the mountains and around some log cabins. I think the buildings are very nice. They've got some really nice detail on them, especially on the roof themselves, like all the different tiles and that. And I just think the whole thing's been done quite nicely. The custom supports as well, which have been made to look like the supports of a ski lift, I think are really, really cute, and they look really cool, and I can really appreciate those kind of details that you've tried to play with. This is a great map. I really, really like it. Thank you for sending that one in to me as well. So next up, we're going into the top 10, including the top 5. First up here, we have Trading Post. I really love this one. I think it looks really, really great. I love the way you have this platform island in the middle with all the guests on it and the coaster actually being around the edge on the water. Some lovely custom supports on this one. I can really appreciate those. They look fantastic. Also, the catwalks on there as well. I also really love the colors that you used here. This one could have been just all browns and quite boring, but I love that you have a red station roof with the bright yellow track and the green supports. That all works really well together as well. And I just love this round platform in the middle with the crane, which I think just looks really, really nice and makes a really nice area for the guests to be on to kind of look at the coaster from all angles. Here's a little look at nighttime. Got some nice glows going on there on the map. I just really enjoyed this map. It looked really finished, really well put together, and there wasn't really an aspect of it that I felt looked untidy or unfinished. So a great job on this one, and really well done for building such an incredible mini map. Next up here we have Coral Cavern, and this is a really good example of how you can build a really nice map just using vanilla assets. This one's got some really pretty colors, some nice building pieces put in there as well. I love the rocks as well that you've constructed in the middle. This one is obviously themed to like a coral reef at the bottom of the sea. Something that I have seen before, so it's not really original, but I think you did it very well. And considering that you only used vanilla assets as well, I think you did a great job. Also, this reminds me of the bottom of like a fishbowl or something. There was something about it that I just thought was really nice, really pleasing to the eye. Here's a little look, of course, at nighttime, so you can kind of see how it looks. I think you did a great job on this one. It was really well put together, so thank you for sending that one in to me. Next up here we have the monster. This is a great little map here. It's been really well put together. I love the whole medieval theming and style going on there. The star of the show in this map is the monster in the corner. It's been really well made. Built out of little tiny rocks, I believe, to give it like this kind of scale texture, which is really cool. And it breathes fire and smoke, and it has eggs underneath it as well, which is really, really cool. I love the whole rock formation around it as well. It makes it like a real cool focal point for the guests in the park, and that is the main feature of this coaster. And the whole kind of design and theming around the rest of the coaster and area is really nice as well. We've got some nice terrain areas, some nice foliage on the ground there, and some rocky bits. Some nice custom supports there as well, which really match the theme, makes everything really cohesive. And I like the little hut there on the corner as well, a little stool there, which is nicely tucked underneath the track there. So yeah, I really, really like this one. I think it's been done really nicely. Let's have a look at nighttime here. So the actual monster itself has some light up scales on its back, which is really nice. And we've got some nice kind of little glows and twinkle fairy lights everywhere as well, which is very nice. And I like the little plaza running up the middle of the map there as well. I think this one has been put together really well, and I think you've done a really, really great job, so well done. Next up here we have Frosty Forest. This is a really cool map. I love the whole kind of atmosphere that this map gives. I really like as well that you use different tones of pinks there on the trees and the foliage, just so that it wasn't all completely white, which I think is a really good option to go with there. The castle building itself is really nice. The back of it is quite plain, but I think it's more of like a facade building, so I can appreciate that you went from a realistic aspect for this one. The station's quite simple as well, but it's very nice with all the little kind of snow built up there on the roof, on the sides, and the actual building itself, the actual facade of the castle has been very well put together. I think it looks really, really cool. The track's been supported as well, with some really cool kind of rock structures, and at night time this map really shines. I really like the pink lighting on the face of the castle. It just creates a really nice atmosphere. Again, another snowy kind of winter themed map, but this one's been done really, really well. Next up here we have Tropic Railway. This is a map that has been filled in every corner possible. I really love the sides of the map itself, like the actual way you've designed the sides of it. I think that looks really nice. It really creates a complete package, and I love all the colors and details that have been used in this one. Those earthy green tones with that pink roof as well, they go really well together. I also like some of the ways that you've supported the track on this one with some like suspension bridges, that kind of thing. It looks really, really cool. Also, there is a family track ride that's been hidden underneath the coaster itself. You can see it just through the windows there on the side of the map, so that's a cool little detail as well. There's actually been a mine train coaster that has been hidden underneath the existing track to give it the look of a mine train, which has been really nice. And I really, really love these rainbow lights that have been triggered throughout the entire track length. Just create a really cool kind of atmosphere at night time and make it really, really interesting to look at. So I can really appreciate all the details and all the things that you've put into this one to create a really good map, so well done. So now let's get into my top 5 favorite maps of this month's challenge. So starting off here, we have Christmas Confectionery by Vertex. Like I said, we have quite a few confectionery maps sent in this month, but this one was by far my favorite. I really liked the look of it, and I also really enjoyed the way that it looked so organic and off-grid. You had some Freedom 2K pieces there, like that tower there on the bottom of the lift hill, which has been put ever so slightly at an angle. Just makes it just a little bit more interesting to look at. Got some great theming going on throughout the entire map. All these different nods to confectionery and Christmas and baking and all that kind of thing. And we also have some really fantastic triggers going on. Obviously, this is a very small map. It's only 10 tiles by 10 tiles big. So you managed to pack a lot of detail in for such a small space. And some great ways as well of supporting the track, like the car there in the corner with the boxes on the back of it. Just these kind of things just make it really interesting for me to look at. And I can really appreciate the thought and the details that have gone into it. So yeah, this was a great map. Here's, of course, a look at nighttime, as I've been showing you for the last few seconds. And it looks really, really nice at nighttime as well. We've got some really nice lighting in there, and some of those trigger effects look even better at nighttime. Next up here, we have the Zamperla IAPA booth. Now, IAPA is a huge kind of expo that they have every year for the theme park industry, where all the manufacturers get to showcase their new ideas and new projects that they've got coming out, etc. And I just feel like this was such a genius idea to do for this coaster, something that I would never have thought of myself. And the reason I've placed this in the top 5 is because of how original the idea is, and I just think it looks so cool. So the roof there, as you can see is inside like a giant expo building, and we have the Zamperla booth. Zamperla is an Italian coaster and ride manufacturer, and this is the corner for the Zamperla company. And I just think it looks really amazing, and the way it's been done looks just like the conference floor for IAPA. So I think you did a really great job. For me, this map didn't have as much detail as some of the other ones, but the general idea for this map was just so original and something I'd never seen in the 2 years that I've been doing this challenge. So it was really fresh and really something cool to see. Here's a look at nighttime. Of course, we've just got some general kind of indoor expo building lighting coming off the ceiling there, which you'd expect. So yeah, you did a really great job in this one, and I really love the whole idea and the way that you executed it. So we're getting into top 3 now, and in at 3rd place we have a very controversial map. This is Christmas Town by Dan Amberley. Now the reason that it's controversial is because most of the scenery and the pieces that have been built, which look incredible, have been actually made outside of the map boundary. So it kind of defeats the object of it being a micro map. But that being said, the actual idea itself is really phenomenal, and the way it's been done, you cannot deny that it's amazing. So I think it's really good. I actually really like the idea of having a snow globe and having the mini coaster inside of the snow globe. If you're wondering how he was able to actually build outside of the map boundary, is because Zamu has a Freedom 2K mod that allows you to build outside of the map itself. So that's how he's managed to do that. Some of the details on this are really amazing, and the way it's all been put together around the outside, it doesn't look random at all, even though it's all been, you know, scattered around. It's been very well thought about, and everything's been placed very nicely, and all the kind of figures of the people have been done very well, and I can really appreciate it when people make figures out of shapes, because I'm so bad at doing it myself, so I can really appreciate the work that's gone into those. I love the lighting as well. It looks fantastic. All these Christmas lights, you've got these coloured orb lights around the base as well, which look really nice. It looks like a Christmas ornament, like a snow globe that you'd have on your mantelpiece. And yeah, it's controversial. Let me know what you think down below in the comments, if you think this one kind of broke the rules a bit. But Dan found a loophole that wasn't a part of the rules, so it's allowed, it's okay for me. It is massive, and all the props and scenery is massive, but it's been done very well. So next up here in at 2nd place, we have a map that was a collaboration between Jod23 and RoboFlamingo. This is a Pirate's Life for me, which was one of a few pirate maps that I received, but this was my favorite themed pirate map that I actually got, and I just think it's been done very well. I love some of the details in here, especially this red map kind of line on the floor that leads to X marks the spot there where you would dig for treasure. These kind of things I really enjoy looking at. The supports are really nice as well. They are wooden beams with rope wrapped around them, which definitely tie into that theme of pirates. I love the station building as well. It's quite boxy and square, but it's very nice, very detailed. I like all the different props and that have been laid out around the sides of it. And also the actual main plaza area of this map is very interesting to look at. There's lots going on. I love the texture of the floor as well. And the way the building is ever so slightly off grid, a little bit more at a slight angle, makes it really interesting to look at, and it makes it look a little bit more organic. This map as well is really interesting to look at nighttime. I love the way it looks. I think it looks even better, to be honest, at nighttime, especially with the light up sea there, with all the details in the bed of the water, with the boats and everything. I think it's been really well done, and I can really appreciate all the details that have gone into this one in such a small space. So in at 1st place, and the winner of the December 2021 challenge, is Solric with Earthly Delights. This map was actually one of the first maps to be completed for this challenge, but I really love it. I think it's definitely one of the best ones this month. I love the Gothic architecture, and this cathedral building in the corner is really beautiful. I love all the kind of details on the front of it and on the sides. All the different turrets and windows are really great. I also love the tiling details on the roof of it as well. The foliage and everything has been done very nicely as well. It matches really well to the actual building itself, and the colours of those trees and everything fit really nicely in with the complete colour scheme. This map really is beautiful at night time. The way those glowing orbs there in the landscape looks really good, and the way the cathedral is lit up as well around the top of it. It's really nice, creates a really great atmosphere. I also love all the levels that have been used within this map with the pathing and all the little textures on the paths and the way that terrain's been done. It's just really well done and really well put together. And of course, I had a go at myself at building something in this very small space, and I came up with this kind of German mine that you see very often in the west side of Germany. And yeah, I just wanted to kind of create a coaster that was kind of built into this old ruined building that's been abandoned. If you want to see more of this, I'll put a link on the screen now, and you can kind of watch the build process of me actually creating this map. I did add some lighting, which I didn't actually do in my build video, so here you can kind of see some of those nice warm blues and purple glows that I added into the map, but I hope you liked it as much as I did. So now if you want to participate in the January challenge for 2022, you can download this map, the link is below in the description box. You can get this on Steam, but I will put a link on the screen now which will take you over to the official kind of video for this challenge to give you more details. But I can't wait to see what you guys build, and I can't wait to see who the winner is. But thank you to you guys for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and give me a thumbs up. Big shout out to my Patreons and to Mr. Unit for filming. And I'll see you all next time here on my channel for another video. Bye.